Okay, so folks, what we're going to do is we're going to go in and talk to you. I want to give a big, special, warm welcome. Everybody give a warm, special welcome. And by the way, for those of you that are here, the one thing I'll ask, if you're here, be here. You're taking time away from your families, from your business and everything. What I would recommend highly is that while you're here, concentrate, write notes. If you want to absorb this information and be able to understand, you would be possibly in the same position that Dennis is in today in 5 months' time. Okay, make sure you're taking notes. Make sure that you are paying close attention. Do not multitask, guys. Don't be flipping through Instagram. Don't be looking at TikTok or looking through your emails. This is the time to devote 30 minutes once a week to the growth of your business. You do not want to miss what we're going to be talking about today. So without further ado, I want to welcome Dennis. If you could tell everybody where you're from and a little bit about your background.
Hey, thanks, Christian. I appreciate you welcoming me on today and all the mentorship you had over the last couple of months for me. I am from the Bay Area, California, which is right outside, San Francisco Bay Area. I've done a lot of travels in my life, had a previous career to this that was very successful. But then I got into commercial real estate, and my previous career doesn't even scratch the surface of the amount of money that you can make in commercial real estate.
Love it.
Just so you guys know, and I'm sure that you guys are curious, my previous career was a professional athlete. I played professional football for 12 years. And yes, professional athletes make a lot of money, but nowhere near what commercial real estate brokers can make. So just keep that in mind as we go through today's conversation.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a great journey. I've been in commercial real estate for 8 years, had some good years, but I just wanted to make a change this year, and I wanted to be educated. So I found a mentor, Mr. Christian himself. I'm always looking to grow myself, have a growth mindset, continue to be open-minded. No matter how much money I've made, I feel like I can always better myself. So I reached out to Christian. I found him, just like everybody here on this call. I was on a 30-minute call as well. Listened to him speak. Really resonated with me. I connected with him shortly after, and then the rest is history. I mean, he's been my mentor ever since.
Love it. Love it. I appreciate the background. And it's very helpful because you bring up a good point. You were successful in a previous career, and this career, by applying the discipline that you have, the dedication. Anyone that applies a similar level of dedication can have the results too. And believe it or not, everyone thinks that professional athletes are the highest paid guys out there. You can make a ton of money in this business, guys. The prices have doubled since COVID started, right? 3.5 years, we've seen the market double. So just whatever you would have made 3 or 4 years ago, you can make double that today, right? So Dennis, in a sentence or two, what would you say to another real estate agent that's out there, kind of in a similar position as you, already been in the business a couple of years, let's say, and but it sounds to me like you wanted some more guidance. What was it that you were looking for when you came to us originally?
Yeah, I'm a people person, so working with buyers was great. But I also learned that buyers waste your time, and it takes forever to close deals with some buyers. They're just not as motivated as you are sometimes. So I really wanted to understand how to become a better listing broker, how to get listings. What are the things I need to say? What's the blueprint to my everyday to be able to land more listings? Because if you land more listings, I mean, that's our bait, and the buyers will come from there. I mean, you might not even have a buyer come for that listing, but you have a buyer come for other listings that you have, right? So creating more listings was super important to me, but also understanding the everyday nitty gritty. How do I get that done? What should my everyday look like?
100%. So
basically that was the main reason I came.
Got it. Okay. And along with that, right? What would you say is your single greatest takeaway, from the 5 months you've been in the program so far?
I mean, I'm a man of consistency, and that's the same thing that Christian preaches every single day. So if you put in the work, it's going to come back to you. It could get boring, it could get monotonous at times, but just continue to grind through. And the ones that actually do grind through and don't let the voices in your head say, man, give up. This isn't really for me today. I don't really want to do it. Just grind through all that. Christian really would just continue to say, hey, man, stay consistent, make these calls every day. It's going to come back to you. It's going to come back to you. And it's come back to me tenfold. I mean, the first deal I've closed, 10 times the amount he asked me to pay for his mentorship.
So let's talk about that. I think it was a little more than 10 times, buddy. So I got a call last Monday night. Yeah, I'll let you brag. Dennis is a very humble dude. I'll brag for him, right? So I got a call last Monday night. In fact, I was finishing last Monday's live and I get a call and he said, guess what, man? The deal went through. So Dennis, if you can just give a little background in terms of that deal, how it came about, what you were able to do, and more importantly, the other work that's going to come from it, right? So if you can set it up like that.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So, we all make 50 calls a day. I mean, that's kind of where we need to be. Some make more, some make less. Me, Christian will tell you, I was very consistent, 50 calls every day. No more, no less. No more, no less. 50 calls a day. I wanted to hit that every day. I didn't want to put any more. I didn't want to put any less. I didn't want to put too much on me. I also didn't want to not hit that mark. I also, just so everybody knows, and this isn't for everybody, but I have a different kind of work ethic than most. I work, Christian will tell you, and he told me from the beginning, he's like, it's going to be a little tight. I work from 10 to 2 every single day. I've got children. I've got a wife at home. I've got a full life ahead of me. I'm actually acquiring another business right now, so I'm extremely busy. And I told him, I said, I work very diligently from 10 to 2, and I get a lot done in those hours. He's like, it's going to be a little tight, but let's see. I am the most consistent. I made my 50 calls this morning, just so everybody knows. I'm very consistent. I made my calls. The very first batch, on the very first day, I made 50 calls. I left a message to a gentleman. It was an expired listing. About 2 weeks later, this guy calls and said, hey, I got a message from you. We were thinking about selling this. We've tried to sell this building before. Nobody's had success at it. But I want to give you to my older brother and let you guys talk. So then I got passed over to the older brother. The older brother was like, sure, let's meet at the property. I went that day, met him at the property, walked the whole property, heard his whole story. I'm a very genuine person. I like to hear people's story. It was a huge story about the building. It had nothing to do with the sale at all. But I let the gentleman talk because it was important to him. So I created a good rapport with them, spent time with them. I sat with them for about an hour because he just wanted to tell me the story. And it was very important to him. And he built this building from the ground up with his bare hands. So that was very important. I want to make sure that he felt that in me because I'm genuine and I like to hear people's stories. I never talked about money one time. That's the thing with me. I don't talk about money. I create rapport and I let it go from there. If it creates business, it creates business. So then after that, he's like, okay, well, I also know another realtor and I'm selling a house in San Luis Obispo. So I know that realtor too. So he was like, we'll talk. About another week goes by. I get a phone call from a realtor, not a commercial broker, a realtor, which is completely different. If you want to become a commercial broker, really understand the commercial game because there's a difference. And that's why we go after expired listings, because realtors don't know how to sell commercial the way people know how to sell commercial. And that's what Christian's here for, to teach you. Stay with me here. So then I get this call from the San Luis Obispo realtor, and he's like, hey, my client has a property in your backyard. I'm thinking I can just send you a referral for it. Do you mind listening or sending me a referral for it? And I'm like, sure. What's the building? Tell me about it. He's like, it's in Livermore. Used to be a brewery. I think it's still a brewery. Blah, blah, blah. It's the exact listing I just went on this listing meeting for. I'm like, all right, hold up. I call my client. I say, hey, Kim, how you doing? I just got a weird call from a realtor asking me to list this property for him, and it sounds very familiar to your property. And I tell the guy his name, and he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm like, look, I just want you to realize that we had a meeting, and then this guy calls me and tries to refer me your building when me and you already had a relationship. So let me just repeat that to you. He's asking me to sell your building for you. He is calling me to sell your building for you when I came directly to you to sell your building. And he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, Dennis. I guess the confusion. I didn't know how that worked. Can we meet on Monday? So another week goes by. We meet on Monday. I got a listing agreement in my hand. He comes to my office. Boom. I slap it in front of him. He signs the listing agreement.
Love it.
So it takes me about 2 weeks from there to do my whole marketing package, right? So I send my guy out there to take pictures, take drone shots. We do the whole thing. I put it up on CoStar, Crexy, LoopNet. I don't even put it on LoopNet, just Crexy and CoStar. I put it up on a Wednesday. By Friday, I had an offer in my hands. 48 hours later, had an offer in my hands. It was an all cash offer, full price, 30-day close. Mind you, this is like a 4-month process that I'm telling you guys all within this 5 minutes. So 30 days ago, we finally got it up, finally worked through all the kinks, got it up. Within two days, 48 hours, we had this thing under contract. We not only got this thing going right away, within that, there was a lot of things that had to happen in between. So I hustled. We had to go through a whole settlement agreement with the tenant to give up all the FF&Es because he owed the owner, my client, $700,000 for missed rents, blah, 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 blah.
And what was the price, the asking price, Dennis?
3.2.
Okay, got it. So
Yeah.
how long until you got it under contract?
48 hours.
48 hours. Guys, you got the listing, 3.2 million, got it under in 48 hours. Okay. What was the percentage commission that went to you?
Well, the buyer had a buddy who was also a realtor. So he's like, oh, I'm just going to throw him in. So I had to throw this guy a little something. I had the contract. I had the listing agreement for 6%. I gave the guy's buddy 2% and I took home 4%.
Okay. So
because the guy didn't really do much.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And you know what? You let him wet his beak, and that happens. Sometimes you have to do that to get the deal done, right? So you don't alienate anybody. So if I'm hearing you right, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, so I was going to put it all together for everybody. So if I'm hearing you right, this is from your first batch of calls that you made, right? You make them 50 dials a day, 5 days a week. Okay. It takes about an hour and a half, right? And then from there, you got your first listing, 3.2 million. You put it under contract. It closed last week. What was the number that was written on the face of the check that went into your pocket last week?
Well, I'm big into showing, not telling. I don't know if I can share my screen here and I can share you guys.
Good. Absolutely.
I don't think it's gonna let me. I think only you can share.
Let's see. Try that.
Let's see. There we go. All right. Can everybody see my screen now?
Not yet.
Let's see here. Let me try one more time.
If not, no worries. We can just tell everybody. But showing is telling. There we go. Okay, now you're sharing it. Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. So when we close the deal, we got this one done. I want to show this check, but I also want to let you know what happened because I took care of these people as best as they ever had. They also told me they have tried to sell this building for 10 years. So they've been trying to sell for 10 years. They weren't expecting it to move that fast. But this is what the check was, guys. I'm going to zoom in here for you guys. Can everybody see that?
That wasn't to other agents. That wasn't to a company. That was to your pocket. Am I correct in saying that?
That was to Havrilla Commercial Investment Group.
Love it, man. You earned it, brother.
We'll check right there.
Yep. So that's not the best part, though. The best part is not only
not the best part.
Yeah. Go ahead and tell them.
So let's see here. I'm gonna stop sharing. So the best part is I'm big in this, and anybody that knows me or has been in the group with me before, I'm big into letting my sellers always know, hey, let's not get taxed on these capital gains. Let's exchange this into something else. So my seller was like, I absolutely want to sell it or exchange this. So on my original sale here of this building, it was held with 2 trusts. Both brothers have a trust. So they wanted to exchange it into something else to make more cash flow. Well, I get a call 3 days before the closing from my client. His name's Kim. Kim says, hey, Dennis, my son just got done selling his house and he loves everything you're doing for me. He wants to also do a 1031 exchange. Could you help him with that and close another deal with him? I said, absolutely, Kim. He said, hey, I also want to split my trust up from this proceeds, and me and Rob want to go into something else. So that's 3 more deals that came from just this one sale because of everything I did for these guys and how quickly we were able to do it and how much we just really took care of these guys. And remember, this came from my very first batch of what Christian taught me, very first 50 calls. And yes, it took 5 months to get here, but I tell you what, guys, I never stopped doing this stuff every single day for those 5 months. And I'm still making those calls and I'm still grinding at it. And that $124,000 that I just got in my pocket, that's only going to continue to motivate me to do more. Christian, do you remember how much I told you I wanted to gross in the first 12 months?
Absolutely. $1 million.
And I'm on my way, guys. I got a lot more in contract right now. I just want to go over a quick little list for you guys, just so you understand how much more. That's just the first deal that I ever did in Christian's program. I have a lot more. I have a Dutch Bros in Lancaster for $2 million that's getting ready to close on this Friday. I got a CVS that this client's exchanging in. That's 2.1. Another CVS, that's 2.1. I've got an owner user in San Leandro, California. That's $3 million. I've got a La Quinta hotel in Oakland, California. That's $14.5 million. And that one I have full control over the seller and the buyer. And that's going to be 4 to 5%. We have all of those in contract currently. And I just made more calls because I'm trying to set my multifamily guy up this morning.
Love it. Love it. So it sounds like you are well on your way. If I remember correctly, I think it was the first 4 months you put $31.8 million into your inventory since you started with us, right?
That is correct.
Okay. Love it. So what would
Since then, I'm up to $67 million in inventory at the current moment.
Wow. Okay.
In 5 months, guys.
So what would you say to somebody that's on the fence, trying to decide whether they want to be part of the listing agent accelerator program?
I say, if you don't call Christian after this phone call, you guys are wasting your time even being on this phone call. And I'm saying that with the utmost respect, because anybody who truly wants to change their life needs mentorship in their life. I told Christian this, I vetted a lot of mentors before I hired Christian. And Christian was the man because he truly cares about everybody. He's available to everybody. A lot of people will come in, they'll say, yeah, I'm going to mentor you. You can't even talk to them for weeks. If I have a question, Christian's always available. Anybody else that is on this program, they know if they reach out to him, he's answering their questions. I think maybe 24 hours is the least or the most amount of time that he's ever taken to get back to anybody. But he is always there within minutes most of the time. If you're like, hey, I got an emergency, I need you. His mentorship goes far beyond this acceleration program, right? It's far beyond that. It is not just, oh, let me teach you this. Let me get you signed up and then see you later. Christian and I have talked the first couple of weeks that I was on, me and him probably talked every single day because I wanted to get it right. I wanted to make sure I was doing the right thing at all times. And he not one time was like, man, you're calling me too much. So please listen to this man when he tells you this is the path. This man really knows what he's doing. Again, guys, I've been in commercial real estate before I even met him, but I have never been so successful like I am today since I met this man. This man is a true mentor. He would truly get you on the right path, and he would truly make sure that you're successful. If you want to make $100,000, if you want to make $500,000, if you have huge dreams and want to make $1 million, he's there to support you. He'll tell you what it takes. How many hours do I got to put in? How much time? How much is my hourly rate, Christian? Because I want to make $1 million.
Yep.
I remember you teaching me that.
Absolutely.
I'm like, my hourly rate is like $2,000, guys. But I only work 4 hours a day, and I do it very, very consistently, and I make sure that I am diligent to what he says that you need to do. I make sure of it. Is it hard at first? 100%. Is researching people and researching properties and doing all this stuff hard? 100%. But when you get on there and you really take the time to learn it and understand it and ask the questions and take fear out of it and take any kind of, I don't know, a lot of people will come in and they'll just like, they'll be scared to ask questions or like, be fearless, man. You want to make money? Go be fearless. If you're on this call, you want to make money. Be fearless. You got to be fearless. You got to have a mentor. You can't do it all on your own.
Love it. So as far as kind of parting comments, right? Like, do you have any other benefits you want to mention that, like maybe even things that you didn't even anticipate happening, or side benefits that came from us working together?
I mean, when I signed up with you, you were really, you had a real curriculum that I could always go back to. It wasn't always that I needed to talk to you. It was like, hey, this came up. I can go to the curriculum, and the curriculum will tell me what's going on or where I need to be, and if it got too deep, then I can call you. But those things were really important. Just understanding the blueprint of what my day-to-day needs to look like.
Yeah.
And then your friendship, man. Honestly, we're talking about you coming out to Napa to one of my events soon. I mean, that's amazing.
Absolutely.
So the friendship, the curriculum, the day-to-day, and I think one of the other students, her name's Jenny. She's always just super grateful that I'm there to help her as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all just, I think the side benefit to this is just having a group of people that truly are on the same path, that can all benefit from each other and ask each other questions and going through the same thing, knowing that you're not the only one out there going through it.
Heck yeah. Yeah, the community. That's what we're all about. Everybody's helping each other. The rising tide, it raises all boats. Oh, by the way, a little side note about Jenny. I don't know if you saw it. That $7 million listing she took about 2 weeks ago, she got an LOI on it already. So loving
yes,
that.
That girl. I love to see that.
Yep. Awesome.
Heck
well,
yeah.
Dennis, man, I can't tell you how much I appreciate not only the kind words, but it's really the mutual respect of us working together, the hard work that you put in, the inspiration that you are to everybody. So thank you. I really appreciate you being here, buddy. It's really a pleasure working together and watching you flourish, man. And I'm really looking forward to watching how the next few years roll out for you in your career, man. Super
awesome, man. Thank you so much, and I appreciate your mentorship. Like I said, I owe so much to you and your education of everybody. I mean, just the way you've handled everything since the beginning of us meeting and everything. So, I just truly appreciate who you are and the mentorship. And like you told me from the beginning, it's not just a 6-month program. This is a lifetime relationship. And I truly, enjoy that. And I truly appreciate that, because you never know. In 2 years, I might come up across something I've never seen before. And I'm like, let me call Christian. And I know you'll be right there for me, man.
Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely. So folks, if you guys are at all in the least bit moved by what Dennis has shared with us today, if you guys, now mind you, 5 months ago, right? We were strangers to one another, right? 5 months from now is January 1st, guys. So remember, like I said at the beginning of the call, imagine yourself. Would you like to be in Dennis's position January 1st? He did it, right? He got up every day. He made his 50 dials. He would put the work together. He put in the hard work. And guess what? He just cashed over a 6-figure check, right? How many of you guys, type 1 in the chat if you guys would like to be cashing a 6-figure check within the next 5 months, right? There we go. Okay, now we're talking. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down, we're doing a master class, right? We're doing a little class to explain the method that Dennis used, the method that all my other students utilize, right? To have the success that they're able to have. We break it down. We break it down why it's different from what everyone else does, what you can expect. This is just the tip. What you saw from Dennis is just the tip of the iceberg, right? Remember what we know about icebergs, only 10% shows above the water. The rest of the 90%, that's where the magic happens. So what I'm going to do, folks, I'm going to go ahead and put a link in the chat. If you guys, now we limit the calls to 12 people. So if you guys want to hop on and get booked out, if it books out for tomorrow, there will be one available on Thursday. If you want to learn how we do what we do and have the type of success that Dennis just shared with you, okay, go ahead and click on that link right now. Book your call. We pull back the whole curtain. We don't hide anything. What we do is show you what to do, why it works, how to be successful. You get to see other agents that have used this exact same method as Dennis, and we do Aaron and Abby and a whole bunch of the guys on the program. You get to see where they were before they came to us and where they are now. And more importantly, the why behind the what. So if you guys have ever wondered, like, you got the potential, you got that fire inside, and you just need the guidance, you just need the game plan, go ahead and click on the link. So let me go ahead and put it over in the Facebook group as well. I put it in the Zoom link for you guys. Let's see if anyone has shared. Okay, Rosa already shared it over in Facebook. So guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for taking time to be with us. If you want to learn these skills, it's available for everybody. Like I said in the beginning of the call, guys, everything post-COVID has doubled across the country. You can make, it's twice as easy to make big money as it was just 3-4 years ago, right? So everybody hop on to book a call. Make sure you do not miss the opportunity, guys. We are only allowing 12 on tomorrow, 12 on Thursday, and the classes fill up quickly. Do not miss your opportunity. You could be in Dennis's position January 1st if you put in the work. All right, guys. Thank you again, Dennis. Really appreciate you, buddy. I look forward to seeing you in class. Look forward to talking to you, and I really appreciate your time. And guys, do not sleep on it. You can walk in his shoes too and have the results if you put in the work. All right, guys. All right. Thanks again, pal. We'll talk soon.
Christian, I also want to let you know.
Yeah.
I also want to let you know, if anybody that's already in the program, they've got, our contact. If they want to reach out to me directly too for any advice or anything, just the nitty gritty of the day to day, they also can reach out to me for any advice or any questions at all, kind of, just so I can help out any way I can, because I appreciate all your help. So anything I can do to help
Thank you.
all the other students too, I'm here to help.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Really, really appreciate you, pal. All right. All right, buddy. Love you back, man. Talk to you soon. Take care, guys.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.